Like, you know, I feel like as dancers and people, we have to get to the meat of what's happening
Mm-hmm.
in work and why people love it or hate it.
Yeah.
Like we're saying, like it's because of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see me because it is my work.
Mm-hmm.
And my work requires other people. So it's their work as
Mm-hmm.
well. And you know what I'm saying? It's layered, it's tiered, it's so deeply rooted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just I picked the song, I choreographed the phrase, I did
Mm-hmm.
do all of that.
Yeah.
Like I do all of that. I deeply think about my steps. I really go through a process that I will never forget. Like the things I was asked in college. Why are you doing that? Why? I ask myself each step. I'm like, why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? To the point, sometimes I can't choreograph. I'm like, I gotta take a break
Yeah.
because I keep asking myself why instead of just moving. And sometimes I just start
Yeah.
moving because I went to a school that focuses on choreography,
Mm-hmm.
and every question is
Why?
why.
Oh, baby. That's a
Whereas some people choreograph just off of this feels good. Yes, I
yeah.
love that too. But when you're taught to ask
Yeah.
questions about artistry,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you have to go to, well, why am I doing
Mm-hmm.
this?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then tell other people
Why?
why you're doing
Doing
it.
it. Yes. And when you don't know, if you don't know the why, and then you again go into it, going back into that leadership bag, if we're not saying the why or we don't understand what the why is, then what are we doing? And then we end up leading people astray. We end up sending people to places where trauma happens, where they're not able to come back from because we were irresponsible with whatever vision or inspiration that we had. So that,
Yeah. It's
that's a
you,
word.
I mean, your body is attached to your heart. It's
Mm,
attached to your breath. Attached to your mind. It's attached to your genitalia. It's attached, like attached to your limbs. It is just so connected to so many things. And dance is physical, right? It can be very sexualized. It can be very spiritually demanding. It could be, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's just like some people might not want to go that deep. I just
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because sometimes I will ask you these questions. And, interesting enough, sometimes you can tell when people haven't had certain experiences
Yeah.
through their bodies.
Hmm.
You know
That,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? The storytelling piece and understanding the human aspects that are required for storytelling and performance and process, I
Hmm.
think it's important to have conversations around your why and around the thought process.
Hmm.
Really, my thought process to create anything.
Wow. Yeah. I like that one. The having conversations around your why.
They don't always have to be deep. They don't always have to be long either. Like this is one of the longest conversations I've ever had about my process,
Hmm.
And I've done so much work, because it's not a most people don't have and no most people won't listen that long to even for you to even talk about it, right? Like so I've never had this conversation before.
Come on. Look,
Funny.
that's why I was like, look, friend, we have to, especially when we were talking about this before, and you were explaining to me about Noel. I said, Marcus, people need to hear this because it's one thing, and I think this also goes back to your point about connecting people to the work, right? So we're not just connecting people to the work from you buy the ticket, you come and you get entertained, but what is the backstory and the understanding, the quality, excellence, and truth that is supporting the thing that you're coming to see. I mean, we do the same thing. I mean, with music, we do
Yeah.
the same thing with music. I mean, what? Beyonce following. She's got the people. We know all the things about her, whether it's through her social, whether it's through her music, whether it's through her fashion, whether it's through now through what is the Sir the whiskey. We
Oh,
learned so many different aspects of her through this. And people can find different ways and different parts of her to connect to that aren't even her artistry. So, for instance, like I love Cardi B. I'm not a huge fan of Cardi B's music like that. I'm
mm,
really not. But I follow Cardi B on Instagram, and I'm just like, sis is out here being a mother, being a wife, doing the things, being that girl out here in the streets. But then when she is, what's her name? Bacalace? I think that's her name.
yes, my case.
Bacalace! Honey, when she is not Cardi B and she got her blowout and she has on her sweatpants and her tank top with no makeup, I'm like, that's it. That's who I love to be able to relate to. But again, this is an artist, so I really appreciate you even coming on here and being open and willing to talking about your work and your process, so that people can understand what goes or what can go into making work, because it's not just going in and making steps for everyone.
Mm,
For some people it can be surface, and for some people it's so deeply connected with who they are as people, with their experiences. So yes, again,
yeah,
thank you. I want to keep going though, because we talked about, you mentioned some things about struggles or like confrontation when it comes to, or confrontation
oh,
resistance when it
yeah.
comes to your creative process and working with people. So if you can just share with us, you don't have to share names, but just situations with either setbacks or missteps or struggles, and then how you've overcome them. Even if you want to talk about it, not just from the creative process, as in making making the materials for the work, as in like the choreography, but even because you will put a production together in like 2.5 seconds. Lights, costume, all the things. I'm like, Marcus, how long did it take you to put this show together? Oh, 2 days. What? What?
It does not take
Okay.
ide- the ideation phase really is long for me. The
Okay. Okay. So okay.
the idea
Come on.
is long. Like I will start a thought months before I start putting it into action.
Mm-hmm.
Like NOEL, I started the thought in the
Mm-hmm.
spring, like right after summer, right after Manifest.
Yeah.
It it only started 4 weeks ago.
But it's that, Marcus, it's that. Let's go. Let's just go to that, right?
Okay.
Because you have a team of people.
Hmm.
You have a team. But what is like, how do you go into making the timeline, making the things, and then organizing with the other designers who are in your process when it comes to organizing your rehearsals? Like, how in the world
I'm
are
going
you
to
doing?
change locations, but go ahead.
Yeah. How are you able to do that and maintain?
Ask the question one more time. Sorry.
Yeah, when it comes to your creative process, when it comes to the struggles and setbacks, right?
Yeah.
How do you, and because of the rate at which you're able to produce your shows, what is how do you overcome some of those things? So whether it's how you have to prioritize and structure certain parts of your production, whether it's you having to separate things and then knowing when and how to bring things together.
Oh, that's a good question. Um, how do I deal with setbacks? I I feel like with some of my setbacks and things like that, I see them coming,
Mm.
so I'm able to like process to prepare. And I think that is one of the most interesting things about being an artist that is uh, uh not intentional, but like really attached to what's happening. Like I'm in it as well,
Uh-huh.
much so that I can foresee that ain't gonna work soon.
Yeah.
But I've had faith and hope at the
Mm,
same time. Like, it could turn around. Um, but that goes back to my initial statement where it says I remain
mm,
flexible
mm,
and I try not to take things personal.
mm.
Just because I'm asking you to do something or requiring you to do something does not mean you can actually do it.
Mm.
We're attempting, we're still exploring. Um, because dance is physical. I look at dance like sport. People look at dance like it ain't physical. Like it is a thing.
Come on now.
So you're requiring me to breathe, dance,
Mm-hmm.
um, just,
Timing, change
just
aesthetics, change techniques at the drop of a hat. Come on.
different person, the step, forgot the step. Now I gotta like. There's a lot of things happening where I really know what I'm dealing with, like whether it's a professional, an
Yeah.
intermediate, pre-professional. Like
Uh-huh.
it is about leveling, and like I like to put people in challenging spaces to
Mm.
see it, and
Mm.
that may be also a thing that know about me. I'm going to see how hard you're going to go.
Mm.
Like, I'm going to test you because I've been tested. And that's how I've
Yeah.
grown. Like, put you in a room with everybody that's taller than you. What you going
Yeah.
to
Come on.
do? That's my whole life. Everybody's taller than me. I am 5'5.5". Everybody I've danced with
Come on.
whole life been taller than me. So I had to twirl. I started late. I
Come
started,
on.
and everybody I've ever danced with danced since they were 3. I started dancing when I was like 10, 12.
Mm-hmm.
That that was my starting years. That wasn't even my like I can dance years. That was like take a little dance clap. Like,
Come
you
on.
know,
Yes.
I had to catch
Mm-hmm.
up. So I think
Mm-hmm.
I also, because of that, I have this like fight or flight. Like you
Mm.
either do it or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like it's unfair because that's a real thing.
Mm.
You step into this room. What are is dance a hobby for you? Is dance something you want to take seriously, like as a profession?
Yeah.
And profession doesn't mean 9 to 5. It's like, do you want to dance? Do you want to be on an NBA team? You want to do a cruise ship? You want to dance in the company? You want to dance after work? I don't care. If you want to do it seriously, you better learn how to
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
for real. For real, for real. And the knowing how, the thing is the knowing how to dance, it's not just getting the leg up. It's not just getting the leg up or find or getting down. It is understanding the totality of what is required. It's
required
all
is
yeah, 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 yeah,
body,
yeah.
like learning yourself,
Yeah.
because you can be like, I'm a professional dancer and you ain't never booked a gig.
Eh,
I know people who say it all the time. I'd be like, how you professional? You ain't never booked a
that's another
gig.
episode, Marcus.
I'm confused. Well, I have my degree. Oh, well, great. Like, you're professional. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, when I hit great, then I expect that you've been through a
Yep.
process that requires you to do
Yes.
more than the average person.
Yes.
Or you've
Yeah.
been in this industry, you danced this long, you've been dancing since you were 3, 10. You are a professional, you're 15 years in, hun. My requirement is that you learn how to dance.
Yeah.
If you're going to step into this space, if you're going to step into this room,
Yeah.
you either need to come learn how know how to dance, or you're going to learn today
Yeah.
how to
And
dance. I don't care who you worked with before.
mhm.
I have to learn how to dance,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was only through technique. That was through my spirit.
Mm.
I had to who I was through
Yeah.
dance. I had to learn how to not take no for an answer. I had to learn to bust my ass and try and try and try to fall.
Yeah. Yep.
I had to dance with people who are better than me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are so afraid of people being better than them. Like, you're insecure, unfinished work. It's like, well, if you're the best, then you need to go.
Yeah.
Like, you're
If
not
you the
great.
best, yo,
Why are you
seriously.
here? I was
Seriously.
like if you've already arrived, you know. So I have that mentality, and I do think sometimes I don't always want to talk about it
Mm.
because also don't want to provide fear. Like, I don't want to give
Uh,
anybody. Like, you know,
okay.
because
Okay.
my mindset is, Dan, you
Mm.
better dance. You better move. You better try. Do your best. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is
Mm.
how I thought. I don't know. You never get it. That's okay. Like, I don't
No.
know.
No.
If
No.
giving the requirement is a double pirouette or triple land in the fourth with the arms in the port bra that I asked you, like, that is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not do your own thing. Like, you know, the artistry of me making my own choices came later. And then I was trained in that.
Mm.
I was trained to learn how to dance. Then I was trained to learn how to be an artist. People are going
Mm.
backwards. They're being
Mm.
and trying to learn how to
Yeah.
dance. And it's like, well, you're an artist, but you don't know a port bras. You don't know fifth. You don't know.
Yeah.
You're not posing. You're not. There is the technique is not there. There is no shape. There is no. It's just. This is how I feel. I love that you feel that way, but that's not the
Yeah.
shape.